All right, everybody, we are back. It's December 4th. It's time to taste our next Advent Calendar whiskey. And surprise, surprise for me today, it is an Irish whiskey. We have Teeling. This is their 18-year Renaissance series, Series 3. And I've never even seen this on a shelf, but I am so excited because Teeling is my favorite Irish distillery. Okay, I am beyond excited. Look, I've even got their small batch right here because I'm going to compare it to the 18-year. So, we're going to go ahead and get it poured like we did yesterday. Turn on all my text goodies. There we go. And there's our photo. There we go. Slowly figuring this operation out. Again, we're going to do about half the bottle. It is at a 46%, and this is really where they recommend you drink this one. Or the Teeling in general, they cut to 46% because that's where they feel like their whiskey is supposed to be. So I don't like adding water usually unless something is like really potent. I like to drink it the way the distillery, the way the master blenders, the company says that it's perfect like this. So I like to drink it the way they say. And I've already got the small batch version poured over here. We've got the 18-year here. It's breathing. We're going to talk a little bit about this distillery. It's got a pretty interesting history. I think it's another one of those on again, off again things, but one of the really, really cool things about it is that the pedigree dates back to 1782. Yeah, 1782. So this is the oldest distillery we've discussed yet by a long shot. And interestingly enough, it wasn't called Teeling whiskey back then. So these are the gentlemen who own it now, the many generations descendants of the original man, Walter, who started a distillery in the heart of Dublin. And here we go. On Marrowbone Lane in the industrial heart of Dublin City. So the website then skips ahead to 2012 when it makes its resurgence, right? But there's some other things that happened in there. This guy, Walter Teeling, he ends up selling it off to another company, and it changes hands a few times, always producing whiskey, never by the name of Teeling. But that was the original owner's name, and the family was involved in the distillery throughout that time period. It closed down in 1923. That's when there was, coming out of the First World War, a lot of places didn't really survive that kind of economic hardship, and then didn't open back up until late. Actually, it didn't even open, but these guys, their dad started whiskey production. Let me go back to this. John Teeling, their father, descendant of Walter Teeling, purchased a facility in Cooley, which had previously been set up by the government to produce industrial alcohol from potatoes. So he took this big facility, warehouse, distillation facility, and converted it to a whiskey distillery and opened it as the Cooley Distillery in 1989. Okay, so the kiddos, they grew up in the distillery scene. They were helping their dad through all this, and it says it's the first new distillery to launch in Ireland following the consolidations and closures in the 20th century. A lot of Irish distilleries closed in the 20th century. And you know what? That's okay. There has been a huge resurgence of Irish whiskey in the last 20 to 30 years, and as it's all coming back on the scene, there's a lot of room for innovation and growth within this particular industry. Like we all know the classic Irish whiskey shortbread cookie is what everybody always says, always hears. It's lighter, it's sweeter, it's got these biscuity notes, English biscuit, not American biscuit. And this is the quintessential Irish. And I feel like their small batch, to me, drinks like the quintessential Irish is supposed to drink. This is perfection in just what you want in an Irish whiskey with no bells and whistles. This is what Irish whiskey is supposed to taste like. But these guys are like, you know what, that's not enough. We're going to make good, solid Irish whiskey, but we're going to be innovative. We're going to push this forward into the modern world, into the modern age. And so these guys got started in 2012 bought tons of 16,000, I think it said, casks of aged whiskey, and they started blending and they started doing their thing. So of course it's all sourced. They're getting this up and running. So Teeling sourced their whiskey. They actually started production in 2015 when they opened the new Teeling Whiskey Distillery, and that's also in Dublin, just not so far down the street from where the original Walter Teeling Distillery was located. So these guys in the next 10, 15, 20 years are going to be able to start putting out their own distilled product rather than having to use sourced product. So currently Teeling is a sourced blended product, but it's exquisite and they're doing wonderful things with it. I cannot wait to see where this goes in the future. This is a phenomenal group of people. And one thing that I did notice that I really loved, they've got this cool blog, so you can follow what they do on their website. The world's first Lego distillery, like for their 6th birthday, they had like a Lego Teeling distillery built. They donate a lot of their proceeds to charities and things like that. One thing that I read on the website that I absolutely loved, where is it? Oh gosh, now I'm not going to be able to find it. So here's the picture that I had up there to begin with, that beautiful phoenix rising, right? It's the rebirth of Irish whiskey is really where they're going with that. So they are doing a lot of unconventional things. They've got their base spirit, which is an incredible Irish whiskey, and then they're using different processes to add complexity and flavor, and everything that I've had from Teeling has been absolutely superb. We're not going to watch that video because we're already getting a little bit longer because I'm so excited about having Teeling. But one thing I really want to point out on the website, look at this. Look how incredibly forward-thinking and progressive this company is. Inspired by the influence of time and innovative cask maturation techniques, our young team of craftsmen and craftswomen are producing small batch bottlings of Irish whiskeys. Craftsmen and craftswomen. Thank you, Teeling, for recognizing that anybody can be involved in whiskey and do this wonderful, amazing job called, being a distiller, being a master blender, being a cooper, all the things that go into making whiskey. So that said, let's get to the drinking whiskey because I love this distillery and I will ramble on forever. So we're just going to get right to drinking. The Renaissance Series 3. So they did these series. I don't want to get too deep in here and get the tasting notes, but they did these series to kind of recognize a new chapter in Irish whiskey and this new, what they're hoping to usher in, they being the Irish distilleries in general, right, and are hoping to usher in this new golden era of Irish whiskey for a modern age. So the Renaissance series, of course, this is the Irish whiskey Renaissance. So this is Series 3, and I'm very excited about it. We're going to go back to just looking at this beautiful bottle wall. Oh, yes. Oh, man, that is really nice. That is so nice. It's very different because we've done scotches the last 3 days, so they're denser. This is so light. Fruity. Apricot's the first thing I get. It's a little caramely, maybe. I'm getting apricot caramel. Some other kind of fruit. Something that's kind of like kind of cooling. Is it? I'm gonna guess mint because mint is cooling properties. I don't like mint though, so it's interesting because I kind of like this. Oh yeah, definitely mint. When I breathe in through my mouth, I can definitely catch the mint there. Apricot, mint, and caramel is what I'm getting. So let's write that down for the nose. Well, let's go in order. We had caramel and mint in that order. Alright, so let's taste this bad boy. Oh, yeah. Wow. It's like a nectarine or tangerine kind of It's not as bright as orange. It's a bit more subdued. But it's not the same as the grapefruit that I had yesterday. Vanilla. Citrus, vanilla. That's interesting. I never thought I would like vanilla with my citrus. And sweet. Again, I'm getting a sweetness. I guess there's that apricot again. Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that's good. So, tangerine, vanilla, apricot again. Damn, I'm not spelling this right. I'm so excited I'm typing too fast with my eyes closed. And everything that I've got on the palate is kind of just becoming subdued as it lingers. It's the finish doesn't really I'm not noticing a change in flavor necessarily. It's just less and less and less. Yeah, no, there's nothing different there. It's just very it just fades very nicely. Oh my gosh, this is incredible. Oh my god, that's incredible. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Let's taste the small batch and do a comparison. So I didn't get any of those biscuity notes that I usually get in an Irish whiskey. So whatever they have done with this particular one, it's really tamped that down and brought out these very fruity, vibrant, bright flavors. Wow, that was great, y'all. That was great. All right. Okay, so yeah, again, this is the more vanilla, shortbread, apples. Oh, it kind of smells like an apple pie. if apple pie was alcoholic, which I know that does exist. I have apple pie moonshine from New Hampshire, which interestingly enough does not smell as much like apple pie as this does. Yeah, it's that buttery sort of vanilla oak. I get more pears on the palate and apples on the nose. Or maybe it's the other way around. Yeah, pears on the palate, apples on the nose for the small batch. The 18. Let me cleanse my palate again. Yeah, it's deeper and richer. Much fruitier than the small batch. Both are excellent whiskeys. This is more traditional, what I expect of an Irish, and this is okay. So you took an Irish and you found a way to amp up the fruit and make it almost kind of tropical. Yeah, it's like a tropical Irish whiskey. Oh man, that is really good stuff. I cannot wait to finish that. Okay, let's see what Teeling themselves have to say about this. All right, so what did I say? For the nose, I got apricot, caramel, and mint. What are they saying? Candy peared drops, fresh apricot, and mango with a touch of mint. Okay, well, I got apricot and I got mint, but I also had caramel. Okay, which that might be like the candy part of the pear drops that they're getting at. It was just kind of a sweetness to me, and I usually default to either like caramel or like a sweet vanilla. But that one didn't smell like vanilla as much as it tasted like vanilla. So we got down here: citrus, stewed apples, and a vanilla sweetness. Well, I was getting apples on the small batch Teeling, but not on the 18. So tangerine, citrus, tangerine's a citrus, so I guess that works. A vanilla sweetness, yeah. And I was getting apricot, maybe it's apples. I smelled apricot, so I thought I tasted it. Right. Think about apples. Think about apples. Yeah, I can see that. It's like one of those weird ones that my wife likes that I like Granny Smith. Like, I like the sour apples. This is more like a Pink Lady or a Gala apple flavor, which is just really more like apricot to me is what I'm getting. But I can see apples. I can see how people can get apples with that. Well, soft finish with refreshing fruit notes. Yeah, that's exactly what I got. Like I said, it's just like this citrusy sweetness, fruity that just slowly fades away. And oh my goodness, it's so good. It's so good. So, that's Teeling, and I am so excited that I got my favorite Irish distillery in this pack. I am going to really enjoy finishing this off throughout the morning, and then I'm going to a Christmas art festival thing, a holiday arts for the local artisans. I'm going to try to get in there early and get out early before it gets crowded. So yeah, what a great way to start off my evening, I guess, because I worked. Yeah. Have some delicious whiskey. See some delicious art. Delicious art. See some gorgeous art. Come home and go to bed. It's going to be great. So, y'all have a wonderful day, and we will be right back at it again tomorrow. Bye, everybody.